Cameron, Julio, the Chatters and I have a very important message for you. You have the best podcast of all time. It's Movie Mondays. But what makes it special is that you cover the most important series of films in the history of the world, stalked by my doctor. I'm kidding, Julio and Cameron. That thorn in my side, Dr. Beck, considers his life to be a masterpiece. One of note, but he's just a, pain in my you-know-what. Hi, guys. Eric Roberts here. Happy belated Eric-tober. That kind of knocks me out. All my love and respect. Mwah. Peace out.
Welcome to minute one of podcast.
The first minute of this show.
We just
Top
had
of
to
the
catch
hour.
up. We had to catch up on all of our nice times that we spent together.
We caught up, and now we're ready to do this shit, man.
Okay, so Pierce, tell your story again about watching a deer get shot in the head.
No, we recorded 30 of the most unreleasable minutes of podcasting.
It was all
I
about
had a
animal
full-
gore, and it was about
and
chickens
personal
and
stuff.
being cut
I
and
had
killed.
a full
and
breakdown.
And
Yeah.
now I have a song parody, guys, that I came up
Okay.
with in this last minute.
Oh my god! And I need to do my song parody
Wait,
again.
we have to redo that song.
Yeah,
though.
we'll let Caleb go first.
Okay.
Okay, you guys know Frank Sinatra, It Was a Very Good Year?
Uh-huh.
When I was one, I was very, very young. I was very, very young and very hungry, and I wore different clothes. I smelled like the clothes that my mom made me wear. It was a very one year.
My very first year.
In my second year,
I learned my first word.
I learned to say dad. I learned to say dad, and
what foods tasted bad?
it was my second year.
My terrible
In
twos.
my very third year.
My very third year.
My very third year.
It was the very third year
I
of my
learned
life.
about different shapes. So that's my parodies instead, because that's I
And
listened to
I
that song.
stepped on the rake.
I
It
listened.
was my very
I
third
listened.
year.
I
my
listened to
very
that
first
song,
mistake.
And he's saying, when I was 17, when I was 25, when I was 35, now I'm 45. I'm
Yeah.
saying, what happened to 11?
Let's start from
when
the
I was
beginning.
13,
21.
I had my first love.
There we go.
Yep.
Thank you.
Remember that song?
When
No.
I
Because my
was-
uncle did. And I
Whatever,
was
it
good at
a Justin
drawing.
Bieber song.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember.
That's
a single-
Usher or Ludacris?
Ludacris.
Yeah.
When I was 13,
Usher's
I
the
had
one-
my first love.
Usher's the one who signed Justin Bieber,
Yes.
though.
Oh
Well,
my
Scooter
God.
Braun is the one that signed him.
So here's my song
and now
parody,
he's a
which maybe
mega
because
rapist
Like a
or
this
Civil
one,
something.
War name.
this one will be a good lead into the third one, which is the best one.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one.
I thought mine was pretty good.
Yours was really good. This
Yours
is,
was
this
nice.
is
I-
nice
I
because
was
we
not
can have kind
expecting
of a
that.
really good one, and then maybe a kind of meh one that everyone's already heard a couple times.
Yeah.
Also.
Okay, yeah.
And then a good one.
And then the perfect
The
one.
best one. So this is a song parody by somebody who thinks that the Office character Jim is named Joe.
Okay.
And it goes like this. Well, the weather outside is delightful, but inside it's just so Michael. And since there's no place to go, Pam and Joe, Pam and Joe, Pam and Joe.
It's great.
And then
Yeah.
everybody is like,
No, it's Jim.
It's Jim. Oh, that doesn't rhyme.
Pam
Yeah,
and
actually, I
Jim.
knew that. It just doesn't rhyme.
Since
It doesn't-
there's no place to
Win.
Since there's no one named Tim, Pam and Jim, Pam and Jim, Pam and Jim.
the British one was named Tim.
True.
Nice.
Pam and Jim,
Yeah.
Pam and Jim, Pam and Jim.
Yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
That's good.
Okay, now the
All
third
right.
song.
The third one.
Hit it.
Why is everybody at the Grinch's pool?
What is
Why
it?
does everybody think the Grinch is cool? Everybody's at the Grinch's pool.
It's why did
Yeah.
it was like
I just saw the Grinch at school.
think the Grinch is cool? Everybody skipped school, went to Grinch's pool.
Went to Grinch's
Went to
pool.
Grinch's
Went to
pool.
Grinch's pool.
That's very. That's
Went to
new.
Grinch's pool.
Syllabically
I think it's. I
impressive.
just saw the Grinch at school.
I just saw the Grinch at school. Why did everybody think the Grinch
How
is
did
cool?
that
I
start?
just saw the motherfucking Grinch at school.
That didn't start for any good reason.
No.
if
It
I
Started
remember
from what?
correctly.
And then
I think I
goes,
just had too much
Hi
cold
kids,
brew today.
do you like Christmas?
Yeah.
Hi,
You want to
kids.
see me swim in a 9-inch pool with a green guy I did?
Was that before?
You want to see me do it like I did?
Was that before?
I
or
just drank a
after?
bit of
Yeah.
eggnog.
Dare me to fly?
I just got to say it in sleigh. Dare me to fly?
We were also doing the
Slay me to fly?
the final rap
Rudolph
battle
said
from
nothing, you idiots.
And he's locked him up. What was the one we were doing?
the final rap battle of 8 Mile. And
Oh, yeah.
he's going like and he think the Grinch ain't cool. Then how come I saw him at the Grinch's pool? It was like, whoa!
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Fuck Christmas.
What's the area code for the North Pole?
That's what I was trying to figure. I was trying to figure out WHO maybe for Whoville.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's hard to figure out.
Yeah.
The
World Health Organization.
the 1225.
Everybody in the 1225.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know either.
What was that thing
Some
we were
parodies are
doing?
so difficult. I don't know how Weird Al does it.
Before that,
I
we were
think they're
doing
pretty much the easiest thing you can do, man.
We were
Yeah.
doing Peter. It was Peter Griffin fucking Jennifer Coolidge, or no, Jennifer Coolidge fucking Peter Griffin so hard his butt falls off.
I got a kick out of this.
He loved that one.
Just
was
say,
it?
My butt fell off.
it's pretty good, I think. It's not so funny anymore, but it was funny
when
back in the day.
When it happened, it was really funny. But that was what led into the
What are
Grinch's
our-
Cool
I have a
song.
song. I have a song parody that has no lyrics, but it's feel good.
Oh wait, I just remembered another song parody we were doing.
What?
Okay, wait.
So
let me
this
do
is-
mine
okay,
real quick.
you
This
do
is
yours
this is
first.
Feel Good Inc. meets Crazy Frog. Ready?
Okay.
Don't.
I don't get it.
Bang bang.
Oh, now
That's just girl.
Okay,
you
I
just
got
did.
it.
You just did girl talk.
I
That's
got
it.
that was girl talk.
Yeah.
That was
here's,
Emil
one,
Ciceriga.
here's another one that
Is
I
that-
just
what's-
thought of. That before this, it's like imagine like kind of like a 2009 YouTube video style song parody, maybe Miranda Sings type
Okay.
vibe. And
yeah.
it's a bunch of guys and they're singing, "This is why we're douchebags."
This
And
is
it's about
why
how
we're
they suck their
douchebags.
This is why we do.
and you were saying something about how they have no class.
Yeah, we have no class. We just have swag.
This is why we're douchebags.
I could see that. I
We
could
don't
see
use
like,
belts to make our
Isn't
pants
that
tight.
perfect? Couldn't that
I
have
could
been a
see that.
video?
Yeah, that could be like
This is why we
2008.
do
Like
Yeah.
what was that thing? The Station.
It
You
would be a
remember the
Rucka
Station?
Rucka Ali song.
Yeah.
This is why we're douchebags. Just
Yeah.
singing.
This is why we're douchebags.
Well, I watched a 40-minute video about the downfall of Freddie Wong today.
Yeah, the
Is
downfall.
he fallen?
He hasn't made a video in 5 years.
That's
guys.
because he's working on the Avengers movies.
He's probably working on
Really?
Video Game High
I
School
don't
5.
know.
Well, it's the downfall, as in he doesn't make YouTube videos anymore. I'm sure that he's probably
They
never
needed
had
to say
better-
downfall to get you to click that.
Facts. You wouldn't click on a
Wait.
video that was
Yeah.
like the
The
continued
upfall?
success.
The continued success of Beautiful Freddy.
Well, he's not beautiful. He is beautiful.
The plateaued success of Freddie Wong.
Don't say that. Don't say that about him.
Freddie Wong is beautiful.
Freddie Wong looks like the most beautiful
What is he
models
up
of
to?
women.
How did he fall?
That was the first podcast I ever listened to. Was Freddie Wong's podcast,
What was his podcast
Face
called?
Rocker, man.
Face Rockers?
And he had a
WTF.
he had a pickup artist on there.
Which one? Mystery?
No, his name was like
Fudd.
his name was like Brian. His name was like
Pickup artist named Fudd, and he's dressed up like a hunter.
his name was
he's
like.
walking up to women with a dead rabbit.
no, that's not working for me, man.
That's not working at all.
Nah, his name was
Oh.
Brian Lyon or something like
Brian the Lion.
that. It was just something Lion, and he told some story.
Maybe he was just lying.
about how he would pick. I've talked about this before, actually.
Yeah.
He told some story about how he would pick up girls at LARPing events.
Right.
That's a beast.
Yeah,
Because they're hungry for dick.
that's the only reason you go to a LARPing thing or a Renaissance fair
To
is
fuck.
to have sex and fuck.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah,
It is crazy that how every single person at a Ren fair is like the horniest person
Well,
in the world.
I think that's why the game theory is real, because sometimes game is just an actual game. Sometimes
Yeah.
game
Yes.
is just playtime.
That's
and
always everyone who wants to play a game is interested in engaging with another person in a
Yeah.
sexual way.
yeah.
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw is kind of sexually an old man.
Jigsaw is sexually active.
Why do you think he watches the traps?
You know, I just recently found out Jigsaw's the good guy.
Yeah,
Only in the new movie.
in the new movie.
Well, but he targets people who litter.
He targets
right.
people who pretend to be sick and
Yeah.
who are fat or who cut themselves. He says.
Didn't one?
Well, what's
You
really
cut
funny in the first one, he said, the first one has one where it's like there's a guy who is or it might be a woman who's like you slit your wrists, but I think you did it for attention. Now you have to prove that you really want to live. Like you have to, in order to survive, you have to crawl through this barbed wire, or you
Yeah.
can just stay here and die. And the person's like, ah, and like crawls, like it just showed the person. It just
Isn't that his
confirms that the
apprentice?
person wanted attention.
Why would you
and-
not just
Yeah.
die, man?
It's not his apprentice, actually.
Are there
His
any-
apprentice is in the reverse bear trap.
Are there any traps where there's just someone standing there like with a gun, like instead of it being like a pre-rigged Rube Goldberg thing?
diss this
That's kind of the first one. Of like when they're both chained in the bathroom, they're just one of the guys is like, you have to kill the other guy.
Oh
You
yeah.
have to saw off your leg.
He
and
does
kill the
do
other
his
guy.
apprentice. Her crime is that she's addicted to drugs.
She's
Yeah.
a drug addict.
Yeah.
But then also here, I'm sorry for the spoilers for everybody, but then it's revealed that also she's addicted to drugs, but then also her boyfriend was worked at a clinic where Jigsaw's ex-wife worked, and he was rushing quickly out of the clinic after wanting to get drugs, and he opened the door too fast, and it slammed on Jigsaw's ex-wife's pregnant stomach and caused a miscarriage.
I thought that
killed
that was
the
a
baby with
bad
a door.
Jigsaw's
dream.
baby with a door.
I thought that was a bad
Her
dream
boyfriend.
that I
Oh, yeah,
had
I
as
watched-
a kid.
I
I never
watched the,
thought that was a Jigsaw the movie thing. I thought that I imagined that, and then I looked it up later, and I was like,
Does the
It's
first
in-
one have the booby trap at the end where there's just like a shotgun sitting above like a doorway?
That's
the
in Saw
eye
2.
hole.
Saw
Yeah.
2?
Yeah, that's the best trap in
That's
all
the
of them.
funniest
That's
thing.
also
He's a trap genius, and he invents.
Well, it's just because the person is just like, well, why don't we just leave? And that one also has the best ending where it's like at the beginning they kidnap Donnie Wahlberg's son, and Jigsaw's like, your son is safe and sound, and at the end it's revealed that the son was in the same room as Donnie Wahlberg the whole time. He was just inside a safe.
yeah.
Oh, that's
And just
scary.
like, I told you exactly where he was.
Have you
He's
guys ever seen Safe Room or Panic
No.
Room?
No.
That's what it's called. It's about a lady. I think it's Jodie Foster, and she has a house where she has a panic room in it. And most of the movie just takes place her and her daughter in this room. And I wanted one of these rooms so badly.
Yeah.
man.
A
bunker
That sounds
type
so-
room?
A bunker in your house sounds so fucking fun.
It's because of the
Yeah.
Family
The thing
Guy
is,
episode.
I
That's,
would
that's the only
use it-
reason I know about that.
I would use it as it would just be a man cave. It'd be
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah, I really wanted a crawl space just to be lay down somewhere secret.
There was a crawl space in my house, but it was there was a hole in the roof type of vibe crawl space.
Oh, wait.
You're not supposed to be into this part of it.
Thinking about Saw. I told you
about
guys that?
that?
I used to work talking about
Talking about
talking
this.
about
Talking about
I used to
that.
work at a escape room in L.A. and there was one escape room that was cartel themed.
The Clue
and
Master.
That's insane.
it opens in a you get you. That is insane. That is insane.
Why would they have a cartel?
So you're trapped in a
'Cause it's
van.
because it's
the
LA
cartel.
homes?
Yeah, exactly. You're trapped in the. You're
What
trapped
you
in this
talking about?
passenger van, and then you have to get out. And the way you get out is this is if you want to impress any dates that you're taking to the 60 out escape rooms in Silver Lake.
It's probably gone.
It's probably gone. By the way, all the escape rooms that I worked for are controlled by like an actual Russian mob.
How many did you work for?
Just one, but the one location I worked for, I went to like a award ceremony for the employees that worked there, and there were just like like three like very old babushkas like counting $100 bills while they played Candy Crush.
That's amazing.
That's sick.
And yeah, anyway, the traps were always broken. They were just pieces of shit. But
Yeah.
there was this one part of the puzzle where you had to rig like an actual car battery to this like old school radio to get in touch with the outside so that you could call for help. But the radio would never work. So we had to just call in and pretend to be the guys in the cartel who the people who were paying to do it had earlier heard. So we literally had to do a Cholo impression to make it work. Because they're supposed to be like overhearing the guys, but the audio clip would never play. But they would do it right, and it's so finicky to get the
That is
actual.
a Saw
trap.
You were in. A
You were forced to, yeah.
You have to.
For years, you've done an impression of a Latina with your friends. Now you have to do it for your job, or you'll get fired.
Yeah.
I
and then
did-
so every time we did it, they would just go, "Huh, I guess that was a hint," because they weren't able to understand that we were. Yeah. Anyway, it was cool. It was a good job.
I did an escape room with my family. Wanted to do an escape room with some of my extended family over Zoom during COVID. As like, remember that was like a COVID
Yeah,
thing. It was like,
I
oh,
don't
you can do it.
remember that.
It was.
That
It
is
wasn't.
such
It wasn't.
a-
We had to
good.
do that
It was-
too.
yeah, it was pretty horrible. It was like some guy in a on Zoom, but still wearing the mask because it was like early COVID. I feel like. And he was like, it was pirate themed, so he was like, "Arr!" like over Zoom. And then it was so horrible because it wasn't even that they had a camera and were going through the room. It was Let's see what he does.
I'll clean it
It's
up.
on the cable.
I'll clean it up.
Um,
It's covered in plastic.
I know, but I just
Did
wanted to
we-
give you some urgency.
Before you go any further,
Before I go any further,
the spiller.
we can
Over here.
We can let me finish.
Yeah. All right.
It was so horrible because it wasn't even that they had a camera inside the escape room. It was that they had like essentially what we do for like they had like a slideshow
Yeah.
of like pictures of stuff in the room.
Yeah.
And everybody in my family was just slightly too old to understand that was going
It's a
on.
point
so,
and click
so they
game.
kept
Yeah.
it was less than a point and click game. It was like, can you say the right thing so we can go to the next slide? And then like
Yeah.
everybody kept asking every single slide like 5 times, do you have like a different angle of this? Can we look closer at this? And the guy you would just hear clicking noises and the guy would be like, no, we can't.
no.
Unfortunately, I can't get any closer. And it was just pictures of like walls with like the classic like escape room like codes and stuff.
Yeah.
And be like, can you zoom in? And be like, no.
At least that one has more free will because when we had to do it over Zoom, it was just like people would call in and it was just my friend Patrick holding a phone and just walking around the escape room and they were like, can you go over there? And he's like, I can, but why don't we try going over
Yeah.
here?
That's exactly what it was. It was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we could go back to that, but like, yeah.
I
just
did an escape
horrible.
room twice with my family, and the first one we had like 11 people, and we had to like convince the people like we because 6 was the limit, and we were like we really want 11 people to do it, and a lot of us are kids, and I was maybe like 13 or 14, and it was the entire thing was my brother's ex-girlfriend trying to figure out all the math stuff in the thing, and then me and the other boys in our cousin group taking photos of each other with a disposable camera having sex with a statue that had boobs.
Yeah.
When I was
Yeah.
in when I was in
cool.
4th grade, my grandma took me to an escape room, like back before I had any idea what it was. And it was ancient Egypt themed, and we went in, and it was like the second room, and they had a skeleton. And it scared me so bad that I got sick to my stomach, and I told the employee that I had to leave, and he took me out a secret exit, and I waited for my grandma finish the room
By
and
herself?
I waited for myself. I waited by myself out in the lobby.
You
I've
got
never
scared
done-
by a skeleton?
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was. Could
They are
be real.
so fucking expensive.
I've never done an escape room
You
for
can't.
that reason.
Just
yeah.
don't let yourself
Yeah,
do
I,
that.
I
almost
only did
worked
that
at
one, and then I
one.
got taken on one at a school trip, and then the one on Zoom.
Yeah, we
I've-
talked about that before. Like I failed that interview so bad.
Oh, you
I
auditioned
almost worked
for-
with the
yeah.
Clue Master himself.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yeah, we've
The
talked
Clue
about that
Master.
up and down.
yeah.
But what I want to talk about is the spiller right now.
Why?
Spiller.
Mr. Spill?
Mr. Spills.
Mr. Spill.
Because the other day he spilled Joe's coffee, and instead of cleaning up the spill, he ran and got him another coffee and left all of the spill
He jumped out
on
of his
the
chair
table.
and said,
He-
"I'll get you another one right now."
The
ran
only
out of the door.
The
That's
only
because I
reason
was
he
more-
picked up the spill right now was because he knew that we were going to tell this story.
No, I don't care about this story.
He knew it.
I think that's a
was-
nice thing to do, Caleb, because you're counting on your friends to take care of the spill.
The spill is, did the spill cost you $4.50?
What? Me?
Yes, and emotional
me- it
damages.
cost
you know
me
what?
about
You know what the
$4,
spill
yeah.
cost me? This patch of table right here.
Yeah,
That's a different
that
spill.
wasn't
That's
the
your
only
spill.
That wasn't the. we don't have to litigate this whole thing, but if you go back to
No,
all
no,
the video
by
of the
all means-
podcast,
By all means, put me on trial.
Zoom
Let's
in.
go put you on
Zoom
trial
in
right
some
now.
of the table.
Put me on trial.
you know, this is more. I don't know if you watched Oppenheimer. This is more of a hearing than a trial. You don't have a chance to defend
Yeah.
yourself, pal. It's
He's
over
the-
for you.
I
He's
can
the
defend
guy from
myself.
Winning Time that yells at Oppenheimer.
I'm sorry I use so many performance-enhancing drinks where I'm so good at the podcast that I have
You
to
shake
spill all
around,
the time.
shake them around, and spill them.
Yeah.
Can you guys imagine being the first person to have your pink nipples on IMAX color stock?
Is that
can.
what,
But that was
what
for
purely
you.
Yeah.
purely holy?
Look at me, I'm so girly.
I can't remember if she was
That's my
Wait.
Florence Pugh
Wait,
impression.
can you do that again? I like.
so girly.
I like looking at you when you say that.
just 1.5 more
girl with
times.
long hair or something.
She didn't have. No, she has. She has
the
short
joke.
hair
She's
normally.
not quite so girly at all, is she?
No, but she has
Patrick?
long hair in that movie.
Not quite.
It's pretty. It's quite long.
She looks like she plays rugby.
It's quite long.
I like.
You like?
I like.
Okay, I could see you like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not so much for me, but I'd like to fight her in an octagon.
I'd like to fight her and lose. I'd like to fight her and lose 100 times.
Oh, this hurts so bad. Keep doing it.
so fucking
It hurts so bad, but I'm still awake. Keep fighting me.
Yeah, I would like to have a contest where she's only allowed to use her lower body and I'm only allowed to use the top of my head.
You want to what? You want to do? That's how we could have a co-ed co-ed fighting sport.
All right, I want a good, clean fight. Pierce, you can only use the top of your head. Going like this. Florence, I'm going to tie your arms behind your back. Florence.
Florence, ew.
Miss
Her
Pew.
friends
no, it's
call her
Pew.
Florence.
It's not ew.
Pooh.
It's Pooh.
Her name is close to pubes.
Her bitch's name.
Yo, her
this
nickname
bitch's
is
name
Pierce,
Flo
keep your
Pooh.
hands down. Pierce,
Here, stop doing this.
Yeah, they don't tie
keep
his.
stopping.
Pierce, you can't keep
He learned how to
wiggling.
break
Stop
out of-
tickling her, Pierce.
He learned how to break out of handcuffs just for the fight. He's doing David Blaine.
Yeah, I would
handcuff
like to do a
breaking.
fight where she's only allowed to use the soles of her feet, and I'm only allowed to use the tips of my fingers.
The tip of my tongue versus the bottom of your ass.
Oh,
In a
I want a
1v1.
good, clean fight.
The
starting
bottom of
there.
your
All right, no
ass.
dirty business.
What is the bottom of the ass?
The bowl.
Is it the part of
I think
the
it's
back
the crest of the
It's
ass
where,
cheek.
it's where the ass cheek falls over.
That's where the ass cheek falls.
falls over the leg?
Over the butt.
It
thigh.
honestly depends how big your butt is, because some people's butts are so small that their asshole's on the exact same topographical level as
Yeah.
the tip of their cheek.
That's
There's the gym I go to is having an epidemic of the
Bed bugs?
most insanely fake asses of all time.
Yeah.
And the women go in and they work out and I'm like, why are you doing this? You
Yeah,
already
like
paid
women
the money.
with BBLs?
Right.
Yeah, women with like crazy
You
BBLs.
downloaded a new avatar
I
already.
want to
Yeah.
pretend to
You don't
get a
need to grind the-
BBL.
and it's always a woman
You
who
spent
has
riot points. You don't need the
Yeah,
the,
why are
the
you-
IP.
your battle
yeah, you don't
pass
need to-
grinding.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah.
You already bought the skin.
It's always a woman who has like no neck at all, just like head bolted onto the shoulders.
Yeah.
But she's got a BBL still.
Biggest
They
crazy
moved
and the
all the
skinny chicken legs.
All the fat they moved up to her neck.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah.
But
I want
would
to
get
pretend
one.
to get a BBL just so I can sit backwards on a plane.
You can do that already.
You can just do that.
I was on a plane on the.
I just want to just sitting like this on a plane with my flat ass is such a funny.
What do you mean
I would
sit
love to
backwards on a
I would
plane?
love to be
The
sitting on
women
a.
who get BBLs can't sit
Yeah,
on
you
the
have to-
flight.
you have to
There's
keep
like
your
women who
butt
like
off
can
the-
only pay for the BBL, so then they go on the plane, and then there's just like videos of just like people walking by, and it's just like two girls sitting backwards with gigantic
They're
asses.
facing the head of the seat.
Yeah.
I would love to be sitting
I'm
next to a
surprised you
girl
haven't
doing
seen
that
that.
and being like, "What are you doing?" And she says, "I just got a BBL." And I say, "You got a bubble?"
it's actually BUBBLE.
You stupid whore.
I went on
I'm wearing a sweater vest and big like, 80s nerd glasses.
a dumb bitch.
BBL. I
They-
think you
All
mean
the buttons.
BBBL.
They
It's
bring
not
you on.
BUBBLE.
They bring you
or
on that.
BUBBLY for the adjective.
They bring you on that fucking podcast called like
Whatever.
whatever, and then it's just you in the fucking sweater vest and the big glasses, and it's like this nerd owns these OnlyFans women.
You got a boob job? You mean you gave a blow job? That makes no sense.
I went on a plane.
Cameron the nerd. That's like
Lower third.
like that fucking 16-year-old Israeli kid. You like blow
Yeah.
up like that.
I went to.
Bill Clinton actually couldn't be president. He was already president twice.
I went to on a plane. I went to on a plane. And I had speaking of planes, this was a Spirit Air plane to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And there was, on the plane, it was like 50 people, just normal people from New York, and then 50 like Hasidic children who had never been on an airplane before and thought it was the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah.
And they were running around. Like, I didn't know this was allowed, and now I want to do this next time I go on a plane. Once they turn the seatbelt sign off,
You can
you
go
can
wherever.
run up and
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
and hit each other.
Well,
Yeah.
it's allowed for kids. I don't think that
It's
you could
allowed
do
for
that.
adults.
Well, I mean, it would be funny if like you saw all of that and then you just like all the kids running up and down the aisle. You see that, you immediately unbuckle, you try to join them, and you're just like Billy Madison
I
dodgeball
wanted
scene.
to. I wanted to.
You're
One of
throwing
them,
kids across the plane.
one of them dropped a bracelet,
Yeah.
and I picked it up and I said, "Here you go." And
I
they
would have said it's mine now.
Have you guys ever gone and asked for more snacks on the plane?
Yes. Well, actually,
At
on
JetBlue, you can get up and
you
get the
can-
Cheez-Its.
They
You
JetBlue
can
has
do
a
it yourself.
pantry with unlimited
Yep.
snacks. Well, not
JetBlue.
unlimited.
But you've asked. Have you ever asked?
It's
the
basically
people?
like asking to get more farts on the plane, which is my favorite part. Is that
Can I actually fart 1,000 more times
I
than I
have to
already
reload
have?
my fart meter.
I fart. I think I save up all my farts throughout the months, and then as soon as I get on a plane, I let them out so
You know what's
There's
crazy?
some crazy.
Something about the plane.
Yeah.
I get on the plane having to shit, and I get off the plane not having to shit.
It
It's
anymore.
the
100%.
pressure. The pressure
Yeah.
in your stomach is building up.
But it doesn't turn solid waste into vapor,
Well, it's
does
because
it?
yes, it
Okay.
does.
I
have an
get off the
explanation.
plane.
It's a pressure
Look at a
cooker. It's
bag.
literally
Look at a bag of
sublimating.
sun chips when you're like
I get off the
60,000
plane and I make
feet.
one 100-foot long unbroken spaghetti noodle.
Yeah.
Every time.
You make an eel.
yeah.
When
Yeah.
An eel
I
shooting
have
in
an
the butt.
I
explanation
have
for your
Adderall
problem.
shits
What's
every
that?
time I get
Yeah.
off the plane.
You go up,
Mhm.
right? And that's pushing the poop down a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you go down
Inertia.
to land, and the poop is flying up your body.
It's turning back into food.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
getting another chance at digestion.
Yeah, that makes
That's
some
why your
sense
poop
to me.
when you get off a plane is crazy. Every
Yeah.
single the
Talking
times
about
in my
Adderall
life.
shits, I feel like Adderall shits is the whole point of Adderall. Like I don't
No.
even. I think that taking
No,
that
no,
kind
no.
of shit is what motivates me to work for the rest of the day.
That's why I like coffee.
Yeah,
You like coffee?
I've been getting into coffee.
I love. Look at that.
You like coffee?
I think I don't like coffee. That's why
I've
I
been
like
drinking
coffee.
so much more coffee recently.
It makes
because
you-
of this new store.
yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
It makes you have.
I think I
insane
have
poop.
2 cold brews a day now, which is insane.
I'm always
I
getting
am-
3 cold brews a day with cream.
I don't
Just
get
cold
that.
brew with cream.
I'm getting black cold.
I
brews.
always force myself to have. Usually, I try to make myself have half a cup of coffee a day, and that's my top level max
Uh-huh.
to try and give myself a healthy body.
Yeah.
But
Coffee's good
recently,
for
it's
you.
been a
Coffee is
full
good for you.
cup of coffee from the store.
And this is rocket fuel.
It's changing me. It's a different type of coffee than what I make in my Mr. Coffee machine from 1995.
I
Mr.
have
Coffee's a
been,
good brand.
I'm gonna go pee and then
I've
we'll
been,
do
the one I
I've been
have.
You're
completely
gonna go pee?
pooping so much.
We're gonna turn off the
More.
cameras and do an audio only throwback, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
tight.
Fuck it.
Of what?
Fuck
of the,
it.
Of podcast
Let's
about
just say
list.
fuck it and close all the cameras right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Um,
that's one or two.
One.
we were talking about
two,
airplane shits, but every single
I
time
can
that
never shit on an airplane.
every single time I've
No,
gotten
I
off a
hate
plane
it.
has been the worst gas I've ever had in my entire
Yeah.
life. Have you ever farted in an Uber?
You know
Have
what?
you ever had to fart
I
so
hate-
bad that you have to pee?
Yes,
Yeah.
all the time. But
I hate shitting on planes. I won't shit on a plane, but
I'll shit in an
love
Uber.
But I love shitting on the Amtrak. Sitting on the
yeah?
Amtrak and you're getting
Oh, yeah.
thrown around. You have to
Uh-huh.
hold on to the handles next to the toilet so
Dude.
not get
Yeah.
thrown off and shit onto the floor by accident.
I'll never.
When you
never,
have to
ever.
piss and you have to put your
You have to
brace
lean
your,
your
spine
entire
against,
body. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and you have to
Oh my
jerk off
God.
just so you can get a boner, just so
Yeah,
that
just
the
to-
piss can
just so
fly
you
out
can
of your
come.
boner like
Uh-huh.
straw into the toilet. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Where you have to get a bigger reach so you give yourself a
And
boner
why
so
does
that
it
can.
feel like? Why does it feel like every time I go on the Amtrak and I need to pee, it's smooth sailing. But the second I get into the bathroom and I lock the door with that strange lock that looks like an alien's antenna or a robot's wiener,
A red
the
robot.
train
wiener.
starts bouncing around like we just hit some turbulence on the track.
Uh-huh.
Right. Before you know it, this train was built by toddlers. The tracks.
Exactly. I feel like I go into the bathroom and I get teleported to a train in topsy-turvy world or a roller coaster.
Yeah. And I guess that must be because of something weird.
Right. And
Maybe
people
it's
in
the
the
bathroom.
Northeast
It must be a
know about
phenomenon.
this shit. And people in the Northeast knew about this.
God damn. I
The
do love
bumpy
shitting in
Amtrak
my
bathroom.
The best shit I can ever take though is at like a Gelson's or just any grocery store,
Gelson's?
just an upscale grocery store.
Oh, Arajuan.
Oh yeah, you just go
Yeah.
in there by yourself. No one's knocking on that door.
So I got off a plane one time, got in an Uber, and then I don't know if it was just because I think I was leaving like I don't remember when. I think I was leaving LA and I must have ate at that fucking rock and roll restaurant at LAX. And I just had the worst gas in my entire life. And I just remember farting in this Uber, and it was like a silent, like really, really disguster. Silent disguster. And I was like, I hope this doesn't smell. I hope this doesn't smell. And then like a minute later, I just see the Uber driver just open the window. I was like, oh, fuck.
I see the Uber
There was-
driver. Just open the window.
I took one of the more recent. A few weeks ago, I took a shit in a public bathroom in a public library.
Yeah.
And I think it was the
Yeah.
one near Barclays Center, maybe.
And you wiped with a book.
And I went in there. I went down. It's been so. First of all, I haven't been in a library since
yeah.
forever. But this was the craziest public bathroom. I went down. There was a room, like kind of like a big like studio, you know, that you could like rent out for events, in the basement of the library where the bathroom was. And there was a group of people who were like being taught how to walk the runway. Like it was like everyone like doing runway walks and someone like going like, okay, now do like and they were doing a whole thing. And I go into the bathroom and it's 3 stalls The ones on the outside edges are taken, and I go into the middle one to take a shit, and both the guys on both sides of me are smoking, clearly smoking, and they're both just. They're both the entire time. I was trying like the fastest shit I ever took because I was like, I need to get out of here. They're both just going like, oh, and just smoking. It was so horrible.
I would love to smoke on the toilet.
Yeah, just two guys smoking on the toilet at one stall apart,
And you're stuck
both
right in the
groaning,
middle.
literally both identically doing the public bathroom.
They're both
guy
stressed.
Groan.
Yeah, they're both two models.
They're both
stressed out.
stressed. They're studying upstairs probably. That's why they're in the public library, right? They're probably
I have to walk
students.
for Louis V.
They
Yeah.
probably are so fucking stressed that they
Yeah.
have to go take a shit and smoke because they don't have the time.
It's like they're
Yeah.
models too. If they were walking runways, they are models. So that means
True.
that this is like
I
the
do
only
not
poop.
listen.
the only
From what
poop
I
that they
could
have
tell,
in
what
a
I
long
could
time.
see of these guys' feet, these were not models.
Yeah,
well, they're not foot models.
yeah.
I bet they were really skinny
No,
though.
these were normal guys.
I don't
Yeah.
think that
librarians.
Yes.
The two librarians are in the bathroom.
I love
smoking.
taking those shits that do feel like you're pouring, like you're dumping a bucket,
I
and it's
hate
just
when you
flowing.
have an
hate
urgency of like
And it's
I
not
need to go
diarrhea.
fast.
I
need
hate
to
every
get out
poop
of
I've
here.
ever taken.
It's a crazy difference of like, oh my god, I can go fast.
I'll
Yeah,
just
there's
say
something like that's similar to diarrhea where you're dropping turds, but it's like that scene in Aliens where the alien queen is laying her eggs and each egg has that layer of slime.
You have an ovipositor. You don't have a butt anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like each turd has like this go bot that's attached to it, like this little layer of.
it has a
of-
film.
Yeah, exactly. Like each turd is wearing a condom.
Yeah.
and it's sliding out. That is very, very nice.
None of it
because you
is
can just kind
nice
of
to me.
machine
Yeah.
gun those out, and they're not even like tiny rabbit pellets.
And it's not that they're
like,
bad. Yeah, they're simply
They're bad.
fast.
They're not foul. They're not so rotten. They're just
I
nice
wish-
to do.
no worse than a normal poop.
I wish that I could never I wish that something happened where it's like I could eat as much food as I want and I never had to take a shit ever again.
I wish
That's
I-
what visiting the South is like after having a Yankee lifestyle, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think. Well, I
What
don't
are
know
you
about
talking
you
about?
guys. Well, when I went
visiting
to,
the South, eating all that fried food and like barbecue,
I
you're
can
gonna
save
just
it up.
shit
I can
like
save
crazy.
that up.
You can save up your poops.
I can save up fried food for sure.
I constipate myself on purpose
That's
every
not
few
what
weeks.
What do you mean save
What?
up fried food?
I don't have to get I get constipated after eating a ton of fried food. I don't know about you.
I don't.
Yeah, me too.
The oil's
for sure.
mixed with my stomach.
We have a seed oil, some kind of
An allergy.
allergy to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get constipated anytime I'm not at home.
Yeah. That's
I
what I
saw
mean. I think
something-
I
vacation
built up
you're
some kind
gonna,
of natural immune system defense to having to poop
Every
when I'm
single
not in my
time.
Shy.
apartment.
You're lucky.
Even if
I
I'm
have
on,
to sh-
even if I'm visiting home
I have to
from
sh- right
here,
now.
I won't shit the entire time.
I have to take a
I'm
shit
lying.
right now, and I'm not gonna go take a because
Did
we're
you say
recording.
like you're trying to censor it?
I have
We
to
should-
take a.
Instagram?
I have to take
Do
a
we-
shit right now.
I want to do a list.
You want to do a list?
I just feel like
Do
a
we
list
have a
would
list
bring
of
it
shit
up.
to
Of course
talk
we have
about?
one. Yeah.
What?
Do you have a list of to talk about?
We have
What you're doing
that
is
we can talk
weird,
about.
man.
What's weird?
That's what my stepdad does instead of cussing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He says, "What the?"
I'm doing stepdaddy
the-
moves.
That's what the Mormon kid at my school went to.
All right, let's dive into this motherfucking list.
There should be
Okay,
news
guys.
for stepdads.
Hit the slideshow button.
There should
and
be a
let's get
podcast for
crazy.
stepdads to talk about being
And
a
today
stepdad.
our clicker is broken. So sorry to the audio listeners, but you're gonna have to hear me say next.
Wait,
A few
before we
times.
go, should I not
Any
talk
deeper?
about the Christmas podcast you found, or
I want to do a full expose on this
Okay.
Christmas podcast.
because
Expose.
I said that there should be a podcast for stepdads to talk about being stepdads.
And there basically already is one, but it's also about Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll save it.
Christmas
Save that
podcast,
for a couple months from now.
That
We'll say it's-
video you sent me is one of the funniest things I've ever
It's
seen.
really good, and everyone else is gonna have to wait till
Yeah.
December.
Wait until
Um,
December. 'cause
So
it's
Cameron, I'm
awesome.
getting word that this is the first ever double list on PAL.
I don't know where you heard that.
Okay.
Well, it says
we've
right
done
there.
plenty of double lists before. I didn't make that slide. Jubio made that just now.
Oh, because you don't put the
Yeah, I don't put titles, so
That's
Jubio
a
must
good-
have made that just
Oh
now.
damn!
I'm lying, guys. It's the first ever double list
Let's
of a
fucking
different
go.
type of double. I
Oh.
don't mean two lists one after the other, guys.
No,
I mean
no,
a
no.
double list. And
What is
this is
that?
on a next, please. This is on a website called Wonders List.
Wow.
And you can see here the different categories on this website: people, animals, travel, most expensive, bizarre, net worth, and miscellaneous.
We should put a net worth section on our.
That's a
on our
really
On
good
your
idea.
website, yeah.
Yeah, because it's all just like made up information.
Can you
Yeah.
hire somebody to calculate your
He-
net worth?
He's got the biggest net worth.
My net worth is about $500,000 right now
Yeah.
due to the properties that I own in New York City.
My
They're really
net
bad
worth
properties.
is probably-
me and him are both basically
We
negative
are
tens of thousands.
we
of
are
negative
struggling
Are you
dollars.
guys
every month.
Googleable net worth wise? Can you Google you
Oh,
guys?
yeah, let's
name?
Google it right now.
There's no way.
Search
There's-
Caleb Pitt's net worth.
If it says anything more than minus $50,000,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
there's
so
no
mad.
way that my net worth is good at all.
You
My
guys are,
credit
there's no
is
way you
bad.
guys are Googleable net worth
No,
wise. No.
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 Don't even
Caleb
look it up.
Pitts on the Adam Friedland show.
Wait, Caleb Pitts was on the Adam Friedland
Caleb
show?
Pitts, 1975.
Here we go.
Patrick, here we go.
Oh
Patrick
my
Doran net
God.
worth.
Way.
Let's go.
$8.71 million.
Patrick Joseph
Mr.
Doran.
Doran owns over 14,973 units of Synchronos Technologies Inc. stock.
And over the last 14
Oh
years,
my God!
since
Look
you
at
were
how this
12 years
stock has
old.
been dropping, Patrick.
I have been
Patrick,
waiting
you
to
are
talk
in
about
hot
this
water.
for months.
This is horrible. Wait, look at that graph.
This
man.
has to be about the.
Patrick. No,
This-
you need to take your.
This
stock
has to
out.
be about the Irish rallycross driver that I share a name with.
Yeah, it's got to be. I guess it would be funnier if it was you, but it has to be someone else.
No. I can't let people think that I have money.
Yeah, people really thought.
It's actually fire to be broke nowadays. It's
It's
really
dope
cool.
as fuck
All right,
to
I don't
be
give a
rolling in
fuck
the mud.
about these
Let's get
homonym
back
net
to the
worths.
list. So this is Wonder's list, and I made this slideshow a while ago, so I don't remember what's on it. So next, please.
Okay, so it's a surprise to all of us.
So here it's a double.
Whoa.
So we've got two different lists from Wonder's list. On the left, we have Top 10 Reasons Men Are Better Than Women by Warda Hajra. What are top 10 reasons men are better than women? The debate is perhaps the most long-standing one, as men have been trying to prove their superiority over women since the beginning of time. It gave birth to masterpieces like Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, yet either side has been unable to prove their point to an absolute extent. What reasons could men give in favor of their awesomeness? Take a look. And then coming in on the right side, we got 10 reasons why women are better than men, also by Warda Hajra. This is a truly awesome list, and we had a lot of fun compiling it. The debate about who is better will continue in the long term, but meanwhile, let's enjoy both the lists of the series compiled. Listed below are the top 10 reasons why women are better than men.
I think men already win because it's a longer paragraph.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say, I'm already sensing a
but
bias.
the women list says this is a truly awesome list.
These
And it does
thumbnails-
not say that on the other side.
Can we look up...
But let's analyze the
Who is
thumbnails.
Warda-
I gotta say, these thumbnails couldn't be more obvious about who's being prioritized here. At least at the outset. I mean,
look at
men
that.
are having a smiley time with the girlfriends, and I will say that all these people are white, and then we have two black people who are arm wrestling in the women's side. And I feel
think
like
this one on the right
that's a
side
very
is an
good point.
optical illusion where you're supposed to see a lobster's claw.
I think you might be
A
right.
lobster
supposed to
who's
see-
broken
No,
his
it's a-
rubber
it's a-
band.
it's a lobster with two
leprechaun's-
tails.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a leprechaun's drawers.
Okay,
Oh, that too.
A leprechaun with his pants pulled down.
A sagging leopard. And you know what? It just goes to show that the gender of women is all about conflict with men.
okay.
But the gender of men is all about being
here's
on the
something.
beach.
Warda Hajra is a woman.
Okay.
Biased.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's go
Heavily
next
biased.
here. Let's check out
Biased towards men.
reason
she's
number 10.
beautiful.
This is a
And
count.
look at how
She's actually fucking beautiful as fuck.
Wow.
beautiful
Switch to
she
the
is.
GoPro. Whoa! I didn't
wow.
even know.
Did you guys ever use iJiggle?
fuck is I?
I can't say I've used iJiggle.
I've even heard of it.
I think that's what it was called.
All right.
What is
It was an
iJiggle,
it was an
Pierce?
iPod Touch app where you could put a picture of Megan Fox and touch her
jiggle
breasts,
her?
and then you could
I've never
You-
seen that.
with the
Oh.
accelerometer, no
You
less.
are a
You
sexual
could shake
freak.
the phone.
You could shake the phone.
and she would jiggle against her will. She
Jiggling
may be-
is so sexual.
God damn.
Even the word
So
itself.
each of these, let's kind of compare and contrast these. I think each of these, because they even linked each list on each other's list, I think you're supposed to take them together. It's a double list. So we're going to look at each reason and kind of do a versus here.
Okay.
So here we have number 10 for men. Men think sex and love are different. In today's world, it is very common to have sex after a few days into the relationship, and yet women would call it humiliating if the guy ditched them right after having what he wanted. Men, on the other hand, would never curl up in fetal position and cry for the blondie who didn't call them the next day after their one-night stand. Then for women, 10. Women grow, in quotes, other human beings inside them. Women have the capacity to grow an entire new person inside of them. Men, on the other hand, make sperms that look like tadpoles and don't even know which way to go until they accidentally budge into an egg inside the female's body. That is all the role they play, while a woman carries a moving, kicking, grown
I'm gonna
baby
keep it real,
inside
man.
her.
This does not feel band for band.
No.
This feels like this is not an equal 10.
No. We're going to be seeing a lot of stuff like that on these
Yeah.
lists.
Okay.
But it is true that men's sperms don't even know which way to
Men's
go
sperms
until they
are
actually
so
budge.
fucking stupid.
My sperms are the stupidest
Maybe
sperms
stop trying to
ever.
diss my sperms.
Yeah.
Also, women make eggs which are just balls.
Yeah.
They're like a tadpole without the tail. It's like
I-
the worst sperm.
I don't understand. One of these is a fact about like
the men's side?
Well, yeah, I don't understand what men think. How is that number 10 for why they're better? Because women don't think that they're
Because
different.
men don't.
Because women get obsessed. Okay, so
women get
Women catch
emotional.
feelings.
An
Yeah.
example is the photo here, the image is that they're sharing a Coca-Cola or maybe talking to a small alien.
What,
No,
this,
that
what
is-
the caption
that is-
should say is the woman in this situation thinks that she may become pregnant as a result of this interaction.
Right.
This
That would be a
really
good
is
way to
just
link them
women. Men
together.
are smarter than women. Is
Right.
this
Yes.
entry?
Yeah.
And it doesn't even say no. It just says men think. Men have an idea that these two
Yeah.
things.
They think about things like this.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to number 9 here. So, number 9, men are stronger. Their upper body is very strong as compared to women. And to be very honest, even the world seems to be designed along this fact rather than the delicacy of women. This is probably why they make the lawnmower strings so hard.
I've never even noticed they're hard.
Number 9
neither.
for women, they can
It's just the
tolerate
key.
they can tolerate pain. Like having a baby pushed through yourself is not enough once. They do it again and yet again. Women have a greater tolerance for pain as they would go on doing all their chores for the whole 9 months. Men, on the other hand, would hide under the sheets if they have flu.
So they're
Truth.
saying doesn't matter how strong men are and how much they hit women with their strong hands. Women can take it because they can tolerate pain way more.
Yeah,
Right.
if these are
Men can't even tolerate flu.
if these
Exactly.
are twin lists,
If
then
they
that's
go together,
exactly,
that's what they're saying
exactly
here.
what they're saying. Yeah.
What we have right here is just DPS versus tank.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Women are pure tanks. They're spongy.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
spongy.
Exactly.
Men are,
Yeah.
are DPS. They're
This is what
uh,
Warda
Men are
is
demo
saying.
man.
yeah. Men have a 45 defense.
women
Women
are
are heavy.
pyro.
99
Yeah.
strength.
Oh yeah, heavy.
Well, I guess women can also
Well,
tolerate
women
fire.
are kinda-
There's a
yeah.
theory that I'd like to show
Women
you
can
about
tolerate
women
fire
being
would
pyro.
be another good
Yeah.
reason. Maybe.
Could
Could
be.
be.
They hide under the sheets if they have the flu.
Yeah.
God damn.
On the other hand.
I will
There's a lot of
say,
on the other hand. of
I
these.
do have a very low tolerance for pain and bad feelings and
Ow!
Yeah. See.
I
that hurt
hate,
like shit.
I
it
hate
really?
pain.
Yes, dude, you pinched me. Don't pinch me again.
I say uncle when
You're
I
a girl.
Wait, Patrick's a woman.
Wait, he's a girl.
No, wait. I can feel it now because my jacket is heavy.
Oh, you got delayed response?
That hurt me so bad because I'm so manly, and he barely felt the pinch that I did to him. In
Wait, do
equal
it again.
Force. I didn't even pinch him. That was a test. I did not even pinch him.
You know what? I think that maybe I can tolerate some pain, but what I can't tolerate, it's true that I don't think I can tolerate the flu or having a stomach bubble.
Definitely not.
You eat a bad food, and it's like you got shot.
And you see me out here every day living my life.
Yeah.
Here's another point for
Wow.
us
You
guys.
You
can
are.
tolerate
Wait. So
it.
that means you're a woman?
Yeah,
'Cause you
wait,
can handle
just
the
told on
pain?
yourself.
He's like a woman.
You're
This
like
is another
beautiful
point in our
Women
favor.
qualities.
Women in.
Well, I get
women
that
in.
from my mom.
Yeah, that's what I get from my mom. Is
Yeah.
from my dad, I get that I really don't like having a stomachache, but from my mom, I get that I can just take a Pepto and go about my day.
Men are always saying uncle when they experience pain, right? Like,
right.
oh,
Or
please
when they're
stop
being tickled.
pinching.
I think
yeah, exactly.
nerds are saying that.
Yeah, nerds are saying uncle, sure.
Nerds
but
are boys.
There's no such thing as a
Nerds
female
are
nerd.
boys,
I mean,
yeah.
But women are always saying uncle when they have too much pleasure. They say, I'm not in the mood, or stop.
You're saying when a woman is experiencing a lot of pleasure, they go like, "Uncle, uncle, oh, uncle," like that.
This definitely needs further research.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they're always going on a diet with too much cupcakes.
What?
They're like, oh, please, no more cupcakes, uncle. Whereas men will eat an infinite cupcakes.
Uncle,
Maybe
stop
that's gonna
feeding
be
me
less
cupcakes.
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
next
It would
to
be an
the list.
infinite cupcake.
An infinite.
I just feel like women are
Honestly,
always.
wait, the infinite cupcake. This is a paradox here.
Uh huh.
because it's like at the
This is
infinite
a
cupcake.
parody.
Because listen to this here,
Parody
right?
of Infinite Jest.
You're eating the top part of the cupcake first, and you never have to eat the bottom part. And that's a paradox.
Oh my god, that sounds so amazing.
Wait, so which part of the
So
cupcake?
why even make the bottom part? But do you need the bottom part for it
Which-
to be infinite?
I like the bottom part.
Which part of the cupcake is female? And
I
which
don't like
part of
those
the cupcake
muffins.
is male?
I don't like the muffin
You like
tops.
bread, man.
Give me the muffin bottoms.
Shut up, man. You
I
like
want,
bread.
I want to eat the bottoms of the muffins.
You're even lying. You can't eat bottoms of muffins.
Yes, I can.
No, you eat lettuce burgers.
How do y'all
does.
eat your Reese's?
Okay, first I lick off all the chocolate, then I put the peanut butter in the freezer, and I eat it a week later.
I wrap it in the paper.
I eat
I
Reese's.
wrap it in the paper. I put the Reese's on the roof
I
of my
melt
mouth
all
and
the
melt all the
chocolate off
chocolate,
the
and then I
peanut
hold
butter.
the peanut butter and I spit it into the
I have
paper
put
and
the
throw it in the fridge.
Because sometimes you take the Reese's off the wrapper and a little bit of chocolate islands are left.
I ate the paper one time.
well, you don't eat the paper. You put the
I
paper in
ate
your mouth
paper.
and you
Supposed to eat
chew
the
it.
paper.
I
I
guess
ate
with a
paper as a
cupcake
kid.
wrapper too, you can put the wrapper in your mouth to get
Yeah.
all the little granules off. Well, you just chew the wrapper like a Zins.
Somebody told me in
No one cares what I fucking say.
No,
No, that's what you
Pierce,
said
I
was what
honestly-
was a third grader's
I
opinion.
don't know what you said at all.
Put the wrapper in your mouth, chew it like a Zin, and get all of the
cupcake.
cupcake
I
off.
knew someone who did that, and I thought it was weird.
That
I
is
think that's
weird.
normal.
Yeah.
You spit out the wrapper when you're done.
Somebody
that-
told me that Stride Gum's wrappers were made out of sugar paper and that you should eat the paper on Stride Gum in
all
the
paper
third
is
grade.
technically
You
edible.
were actually as dumb as a dog growing up.
No. This is some. They told me that they did that because I asked them why they put the whole thing in their mouth.
Did you ever do the thing where you take the foil off of the 5 gum and then you rub it with your fingernail
And
on
then you
stuff?
make a grill?
Or you make grills?
Yeah,
That shit was
I did
awesome.
that.
That shit was fucking
See, I
awesome.
never ate the Stride paper,
You ever
but I
make a
did put the
cube out of
5 gum.
tinfoil?
Yes.
I've done everything with tinfoil.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done basically everything there is to do.
You know what
It's
you
kinda
can do
boring
with
me. I don't even buy this
tinfoil?
shit anymore.
Yeah.
If
I
you
got
have
it all
a-
done with in 6th grade, man.
I'm over it.
I wrapped my sandwiches in it. I made a cube out of it. I threw a ball of it at a guy.
I put it in a microwave.
It's over.
What else am I gonna do, man? It's over.
You know what you could do is get a cat, right? Put your tinfoil down on the counter if you have a problem with the cat jumping up on the counter all the time while you're cooking. He hits the tinfoil, scares the shit out of him.
I'd yell and hit the cat.
Yeah. Why are you wasting
I
your
wouldn't
time
waste
doing
my
Well-
tinfoil that I could make into a cube.
You
Yeah.
can, yeah, but then you can have a tinfoil countertop.
I do
You
that all
can-
the time when I make fish.
Well, buddy, buddy, let me tell you.
I don't even need a cat.
Oh, you know
for
how
that.
when you take the cat off of the tinfoil. Sorry, when you take the fish
when
off
the
of the
cat is
tinfoil.
stuck in the tinfoil.
Uh-huh.
When you take the fish off the tinfoil, a little fish is left behind.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Like
put the
a
tinfoil in your
Reese's.
mouth and you get all the fish off.
Oh.
Right.
Oh, like when you put the salmon
tin-
on
you
the
have to wait
tinfoil
for
and the
it
skin
to-
connects to it.
That's right. You
Yeah.
put the tinfoil in your mouth, you chew it, you get all the salmon.
What
off.
I do is I make it en papillon.
Is it wrong to eat
butterfly
tinfoil?
style.
It's
It's
one
n-
of the okay things that you can chew on.
Is it
means
wrong
that
to
you
eat
have
it,
an
though?
issue with your body?
Yeah,
if
that means you
want
got pica.
It means you have a deficiency of some
But
type.
I don't love it. But like I've definitely
Right. If
eaten
you love it, it's a
Do you
problem.
have metal fillings?
If you're
No.
well, listen, Caleb. If you're addicted to it,
I'm
it
not.
can be bad. But
It's bad if you're addicted
it's
to it.
fine once in a
in
while.
moderation.
Okay, number 8. Let's go to number 8 here.
Before we,
Please.
I have metal fillings,
The
and one time I bit a
knowledge.
piece of tinfoil and I felt a surge in my mouth of electricity.
That's a lie.
That's false.
You
That's
just
a
had
thing.
it's
you
just
just
pain.
you just told a Kevin Gates story.
You just said-
I had a
basically.
surge in my mouth of electricity.
I had a surge in my mouth.
I had a
Hear
complete
me?
surge.
Number 8 for men, the knowledge of tools. Men
Yes.
can read instructions and decipher them easily. It is a part of their innate nature to understand the mechanics of how things work, which is why they have DIY projects at home that women can't do.
Women have way more DIY projects.
Number 8, that's because you are a lazy bastard.
I know.
Number 8 is multitasking for women.
Don't you dare try to
Women
say.
can
I
reply
know
to
3 tools.
Women can reply to emails on the smartphones, cook, watch over the baby, and listen to TV news at the same time. Men? Ha ha ha. See, also best jobs for women.
Okay, so here's an obvious example of men having a greater knowledge of tools than men, or women rather. Think about how many sex toys men have access to. How many little shapes and sizes and
It's
dual.
just a hole.
No, because there's the double-sided.
All men have is a hole.
What tool-wise?
What?
For their to have a sex toy is a hole.
I don't think
You're
so.
saying
They're all
men have more
different-
sex toys than women?
No,
Yes.
they don't.
I think I disagree.
Yeah.
Okay, so think about this. I want you to think
Men-
about this.
women have different stuff.
Think
Women
about
have
a
different stuff.
Think about a fleshlight. That's the this is the burial ground of sex toys,
That's a
right? That's
hole.
all you need.
That's one hole.
Yeah. Then you get the double-sided fleshlight, right? And
2 holes.
Yeah, then you even have a fleshlight that has a mouth on one side and a pussy on the other,
That's
right?
still a hole. That's just holes.
Yeah, okay. So I want you
You're
to talk
just
to me.
describing holes.
Okay.
Women have.
They have a dildo and they have a vibrator.
No, but then
They have a dildo and they have a vibrator.
they also have.
They have a dildo and they have a
But
vibrator.
they have two. They
Those
have
are
two
two
things.
things.
They have
Those
two
are two things.
operators.
Okay,
Men
well,
have different variations on a hole.
I'm sorry, but a man can also use a dildo on their anus.
But so can a woman. So women have
but
three.
that doesn't make it a new dildo. That doesn't make it a new
no,
dildo.
No. But women have 3 axes of pleasure.
Men
because
have
they
2.
have the vaginal cavity,
Okay,
the clitoris,
I'm
and the
I'm
ass.
gonna own you. I'm gonna own you. What about a ball clamp?
Has everybody
What?
ever developed a sex toy for both that plays with your nipples?
And women have that too.
Women have nipples that feel something.
Women have,
Yeah, men have
nipple,
nipple
clamps.
clamps.
Women have
But
nipple
they're
clamps. So
not
that's
as
a third
good.
Men
thing.
can use
does a
them.
woman though is sitting and watching porn and,
And
just playing
also-
with the nipple clamps only?
And also,
Women
women
don't watch
women
porn.
like sucking dildos off
Yeah.
too. And guy, no guy.
I've
likes
never
doing-
seen a guy do that.
Guys like fingering fleshlights.
Yeah.
Well,
But this
But
is what I mean.
again, all male sex toys are variations on a hole.
Just get buying a fleshlight just
Or,
to look at
or
it.
even then,
Oh fuck!
they're using a different hole.
I get that
Men
mouth
don't
when I
always
talk to
just
it.
need a hole. I feel like a body pillow isn't a hole. It's just an
the
image.
body pillow is gonna have a hole in it eventually.
I don't think you know how a body pillow
You're
works.
gonna dig one into the stitching.
Buddy.
That's like saying a
the
bed is a
guy-
sex toy.
It can be if you put a
Yeah.
hole in
Okay,
it.
so
Oh wait,
that's what I'm
this is the
talking about, is
perfect
men and their
platform to
knowledge of
talk about my
tools.
new favorite video. Have you guys all watched this video yet? The guy
You-
fucking the
okay.
washing
Yeah.
machine. I watched this video about 1,000 times.
Can we
Everybody
just
should
pull
go.
it up? We have to watch it.
And by the way, a man can use a vibrator. A man can use a vibrator, a dildo.
On
no,
what?
Pierce.
A man can use anything a woman can use plus a hole.
Pierce, you're getting hung up on this.
You
We're
sound
gonna
gay.
go on.
Yeah.
We're gonna go.
Pierce, you sound gay right now.
We're gonna go on X.com and we're going. What are you doing?
That's a pretty good try. That's a pretty good try at spelling.
We're gonna
it.
go on X right now. We're gonna watch a video of a guy fucking a washing machine, and we're gonna listen to the sound of the video.
Do you have it on your Twitter?
Yeah.
On your X?
You have to
retweeted
put
it.
You have to put the underscore.
Why don't you just go on X?
Oh, there it is.
Okay, now play this video right
Oh
now.
yeah, you're barely allowed to look at Twitter or X now.
What the hell?
If you're not
Why
logged
is this
in,
all-
if you're not
it's
logged
simply just
in,
memes I've made in the past.
look, and it even has all 3 of the Twitter
Why does
accounts
it have my-
associated on the side.
Why does it have my fucking hottest memes going?
Look
on
at that.
This?
Look at that. You might like the 3
I'll just play
accounts
this video.
associated with
Just
the show.
play it into the
gonna
audio
play it into the
machine.
GoPro.
Yeah, put it on the GoPro. That's good.
Yeah. And it's dark.
Did you spit it at first? Mama. But what the fuck is you in here doing?
Washing my clothes, Mama.
Washing your clothes?
You know what I was doing. Washing my clothes.
Looks to me like you was trying to get your dick wetter than your clothes.
Mama, not today, all right? Don't do that to me right now, all right?
Well, did you put on some aluminum foil? Because you damn sure don't need no condom if you fucking a washing
Now,
machine.
let me just finish washing my clothes.
Mama.
Mama, not today. Don't do this to me right now. What he says, you know what I was doing. Washing my clothes. It's the funniest. He also, if you look closely in that video, he's got a condom hanging out of his butt.
Why would you put a condom in your butt?
I don't know.
That way you don't have to clean the dildo.
He's humping the dryer. It's not even like
You have to clean a dildo? It's just going back in your ass.
He's putting anything.
Who cares if it has shit on it? It's going back
That
in your
is
ass.
the
You would
funniest
take
video of
shit
all
out
time.
of-
He's
Out
not
of-
even like humping the crack of the
It's
washer.
crazy. I don't understand what. I think
He's
any
just-
actor in the
slamming
world
his
should be
dick.
jealous of that line
Yeah.
read of "Not today, Mama. Don't do this to me right now."
He's
just hunching
slamming-
over to hide his boner. Oh my
I think
god!
this is
He is doing.
I
he's
think it's
going,
completely
dum,
fake.
dum, dum, dum.
I think it's also a bad mom.
I think it's a
If-
fake video,
it's
and if it's
definitely a
real, it's the
bad
most
mom.
horrible thing of all time.
If it's
that's
real,
ever
It's
happened.
definitely a
it is
bad mom.
pure abuse.
I think the thing that makes
kid's
me
been
think
so
it's
abused
fake.
that he thinks a washer dryer
Right.
is a sexual
The
object.
thing that makes me think it's fake is there's no possible way to derive any sexual pleasure at all from fucking that dryer. He is rubbing his dick against the hard metal corner.
Hold on now.
The way he's doing it, you watch that video again, you tell me that doesn't
Pull
like
it back
hurt.
up.
That's not the
Pull
most
it back
painful thing you could ever do.
The
Some
only
people-
thing that makes me think it's fake is that her lines are too good.
Yeah, they're too funny.
Yeah.
He might be a Cenobite.
Could be.
Maybe he's been so abused that he likes pain.
He's
Oh,
he's a
shit.
Cenobite,
So
and pleasure is
reason
pain.
number 7 for men is men are solution oriented. Men tend to move towards the solution of the problem instead of spending 3 hours crying, 7 days worrying, and 3 weeks talking about it to friends, parents, and other people around them. Their mind immediately comes up with 12 solutions without thinking that it might be an insult to how they are feeling right now.
12 solutions seems like a waste of energy, but yeah.
That is
Female brain.
Homelander.
7. Female brain has better healing ability. Let's say if both a man and woman met an accident at the same time, a woman would be up doing her daily tasks even before the man opens his eyes. That is because a female's neurons are interlinked, while the brain of a man is compartmentalized.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that
Cells
the
interlinked.
Again, this is DPS versus tank.
yeah.
Yeah.
His healing abilities.
I'm actually thinking that this could be a whole sort
Yeah.
of
These are kind of both the
This
same
is
thing.
DPS versus tank because the healing ability, that's sandwich.
Yep.
And then
This is ADC and support.
Yeah, easy.
why is the woman on the
All right.
table sexual style?
that speaks to what we're about to get into, I imagine, as we get
okay.
into the top 5.
Number 6, less complicated relationships for men. Because men don't give a damn about what others think of them. They don't worry about what they think of others either. A group of male friends can go out every weekend without worrying what the other person was wearing. This cool attitude comes naturally and makes things less complicating, including fashion. Communication experts for women. Women can talk to anyone, anywhere. They know how to socialize with the bus driver, the teacher of their kids, the cleaner, the salesperson, or anyone sitting with them in the bus. Advances in human life are because of communication, and we owe that to women.
I think, this is a perfect example of men having not complicated
I'm gonna cry.
relationships. Look at us 3 and
Just
then the guy
rubbing
who
each
just went to
other.
the bathroom, and we're touching each other.
We just go to the bathroom all the time.
We should start going to the bathroom together like girls. Does that shit make you jealous or what? When they say, we're us 10 are going to go to the bathroom, and I say, can I? Never mind.
I would say that you guys and I are maybe 2 months out of me asking to piss in the sink with you while you guys use the toilet. I mean, I like doing that when it's
So
like
you think
we're
that
in
we could reach the point of penis friends?
Penis friends.
Penis friends
Yeah.
is
This
what
is
we're
a-
talking
I would
about.
cross swords
No,
with
no,
you
no.
guys.
We're
I'm not
definitely,
kidding.
we're
that the-
definitely
I-
penis friends. It just hasn't happened
Right.
with him
I
yet.
think that the central tension of our friendship for years on end is that we are on the precipice
you
forever
guys
of
penis
being
friends?
penis friends. I don't think so. I think
No.
we're basically
everybody's
I think
penis
we're
friends with
all
me.
we're all but penis friends. I feel
Everybody's
like.
seen my penis.
I haven't seen
I've
it.
seen your head,
Really?
and
Everybody
I guess I
but me's
imagine
seen
that
it.
your penis looks identical to...
I think you never showed
It's
it
a
to me
head.
because you're afraid I'd like it too much.
Definitely. Definitely.
Just text you, hey Caleb, just thinking about what you showed me the other day. I actually
What are you
really
talking
liked
about?
it.
We're talking about how we have a lack in our
How-
friendship.
because all your friends from back home have seen your penis, yeah.
No. I
Okay,
don't
so you
talk
should go
to my
back
friends
home,
from back
figure that
home that
out, and
much
then
anymore.
come back and join us
But
again.
I've seen your penis.
Yeah.
And-
you guys have all seen my penis. I don't know if you have.
That's what we were saying. Is Pierce might be the only one where we haven't seen his penis and he hasn't seen ours.
I don't think
I've
anyone's
seen
seen mine.
his.
either.
Me and Pat have seen each other's penises like
Why?
double-digit times.
Yeah.
Because we're the most just like
You guys show stuff.
showers.
It's funny.
You guys
we're
like to show.
It's funny to show your male friend your penis.
It's
It's not funny to show a person you don't know your penis.
It's also not funny to
It's-
show
no,
someone
that's
that you
funny.
like.
not who you like. But if somebody doesn't
It's
know
the
you
least
at
funny
all
thing ever.
and they
Yeah,
see your
that's the
penis,
least
that's a
funny
little bit funny.
That's the most romantic thing, though.
Yeah. Ooh, that is romantic. Ooh,
Baby, I'm
that
gonna
is
show it to you.
romantic. That is like showing someone a
Lie
candle.
down, girl. I'm gonna show it to you.
I'm gonna show you it.
Here it comes.
Look. Open your eyes, girl.
Look,
It does.
there it is, baby.
What do women think of penises?
They
Dude,
do.
I look at my penis, and every time I see my own penis in the mirror, I feel like a woman who's being subjected to looking at it.
Oh my god.
I don't want to see mine.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
My
I
tiny-
know- guys.
I know that mine's nothing special.
I'm tiny.
Oh,
I'm a
man,
tiny
don't
man.
say
I got
that.
these little wrists. I got a tiny head. I got a big belly, and I do just have the penis of a normal human being.
I look like
Right,
you
a
know
normal.
that picture of that orangutan.
A normal. That's what I have too.
Is that the
A normal
Completely normal.
size.
Is that the monkey that I'm thinking of? The orange monkey has got a big gut and his dick's out. You know that one?
Orangutan.
yeah, that's an orangutan
That's the
Is that
standing
the
one
up.
one where are you talking about when he fucks the woman's hand?
No.
I love
I'm
that
talking-
video.
I
It's
love
so
that
hard
video.
to find.
I'm talking about that photo of just like the monkey standing.
Oh,
and
he's
he's
All right, we got to
Yeah.
finish this top 10
Yeah.
also.
He's not peeing, but he's just got his dick out.
Well, I've
Who
seen
gives
all
a
types
crap?
of monkeys' penises in every possible context,
gives
so
a
I'm
crap
sorry
about
that I
the
kind of.
There's a
thrown
very
out to me.
famous image of an orangutan standing in a field.
I know which one you're
Yeah,
talking
we
about. But I
know.
also
It's
know the
Google
one who's
Images
fucking hand and
orangutan
he's peeing.
penis.
He's just bragging about how many images of monkey
I'm not
penises
bragging.
he's seen.
It's honestly a curse on my
You're
personal
bragging.
life.
You're bragging.
I
right
get
now.
into a lot of trouble with a lot of people over how many different photos I try to bring up and videos of
Humble brag.
orangutans and monkeys
Yeah,
fucking
humble
pulled
brag,
over.
dude. Humble brag.
I watch videos of monkeys fucking humans.
Number 5, the appeal in opposite gender is visual. While many men will not admit it, their attraction to the opposite gender is based on the looks of most of the times. If they will just look at the person and decide whether they want to date her or not. Women, on the other hand, will be unsure of this even after 3 years of knowing the person because they tend to find marriage material in each guy.
Women like every guy is what it's saying here, I
Yeah.
guess.
And on the other side, women
saying
get
women
things
are
done.
my
Well, wait,
favorite
that's a
guy.
thing about that's the thing for men is that that's a positive for men. They're saying.
Yeah,
which
that's
I
good.
even just
Every single positive that they list for men just makes men sound like the most manipulative people in the
But
world.
this is like the best thing about being
Welcome
a man.
to Earth.
Welcome
it's
to
different
Earth.
on Mars or Venus, but here we have a system that I don't like very much.
Yeah.
It sounds very patriarchal.
Yeah, where's the thing about men being warriors?
Yeah.
Well, that was Tools.
Well,
Women
look
get
at them in
things
the back.
done.
Those are they have an army.
If men don't find anything interesting, they will not do it. Likewise, they will not do anything, again, if they aren't encouraged and appreciated the first time, even if it is something like washing dishes. Women, on the other hand, will get things done when they have to.
I do not fuck with the dishes.
Dude, I fuck with
I
the dishes,
love
and
the
my
dishes.
wife
I
takes
love
my wife
dishes.
takes 3 days to do 4 dishes.
I know.
I have
so
I
this
have
is,
a
Female
one day,
side.
other day
They like the
switch off
dishes.
situation. Each day,
That's
other.
perfect.
Each day,
Yeah.
other day. I love it.
I'll
We
do them
have
all
a
the time.
system-
I walk up to the dishes and my
That's
girlfriend will
YouTube
say,
time.
she'll say, I'll do them. I'll do the dishes.
I listen to music. I get my cue right. I shuffle my playlist with all my songs. I take out the songs I don't want.
Wow.
What I do is
No.
if I cook,
Sorry,
I was
Pierce. Sorry,
talking.
Pierce. Sorry, Pierce.
I
Everybody
was
clear the
talking.
air.
I was complaining about my
Pierce, for
woman.
you, it's
Time to eat.
Thank you. So
ahead
I
and
was about to, do the dishes, let's say, and my girlfriend says, "No, I'll do them." She goes up to the sink. She puts on
sorry,
the
Pierce.
she puts on the rubber gloves as if that's even necessary. I always cringe when
too.
ladies put
I
on the
hate
rubber
that
gloves. You
shit.
don't need that. And then she says, "Okay, I'm
My
going to start
wife does.
washing." And then she turns on the water, and then the dishes that are dry that are sitting on the drying rack, she doesn't
so hard.
she doesn't move the dishes from the drying rack back to where the dishes live. And I'm like, that means you're only going to be able to wash 3. And she says, I only feel like washing 3. So that's perfect.
You wash them all every time. When you,
have
wash them,
to
you
wash
wash
them
them
Be
all.
empty. It's got to be empty.
I
Just
washed
clear
all
the clear
you
the
wash
dry
them all,
dishes.
and then listen. You scrub the sink down.
Yep.
Oh, that
You
I actually don't
scrub
agree
the
with.
sink.
That I actually don't agree with.
Well,
no,
how
is that my
could you not agree
chicken's
with
washing
that?
in there.
Why would you not agree with
I'm
scrubbing
washing
the
my
sink?
chicken in the sink already.
Because it's a sink. It's going to
Why'd
be
I
dirty.
scrub it? It's already
That
dirty.
is
Why not have it
crazy.
clean?
That's
got
crazy.
The
chicken in there with
dishes
a little
are
bit
what
of
you're supposed
bleach.
to be making clean. The
You
sink.
clean the sink. The
Why
sink will
not?
smell.
It takes it 1 second.
When the sink
Someone just
smells, you
try to
can
come
clean
in.
it, but
Yeah.
it's not going to stay
You
dirty.
clean it when it smells.
No.
You clean it every
Yeah, I agree.
time that you think about
This
doing
is a
it.
division.
All right, I think
What
I'm
you
gonna-
have is a
yeah.
system where you do the dishes every other night with your significant other, and you know that you're the one who likes washing the sink, and the other person is the one who doesn't. So you know the sink gets cleaned
I would
every
love
other
to
day.
wash the sink, but the dishes I don't like.
Right. So you can't wash
I
the
like
sink
it
because you
all.
don't do the dishes. Number 4, programming electronics. That's men's.
Yep.
Men and boys could program their VCRs and tape recorders in the 1970s when something went wrong. The same applies to gadgets and electronic devices in today's time. Apparently, these skills are inborn and just magically appear in every generation born. And then for
What is
women,
that? Look at that TV.
they're watching one of my favorite shows. Number 4 is
That's
women
AFV.
have superpowers that get things done. The utility boy will will leave the power on. The policeman will let the woman off without charging a ticket, and she will get her way around any problem. The superpower is tears.
The superpower is using sex.
It's sexuality and
Using
showing
sex.
the boobs.
Showing your boobs.
Showing the boobs through the clothes.
I will say that tears hit different when she got boobs.
True. That's real shit.
Stop going ahead. I'll say next when I want it. We're going to talk about both of these for 10 more minutes.
No, I don't want to talk.
Okay, let's go to number 3. For men, less time getting ready to go out. I
That
know
is
that's
some real
right.
Andrew Garfield
That's
right
real as
there.
fuck. That is one point that we would definitely give them points on. They don't need makeup, hairstyling, and they don't need hours to decide what to wear. Honestly, who notices? For women, detail-oriented. Women can categorize things like task lists, birthdays, shopping lists, assignments, and whole calendars in their brains while remembering smaller details like what their boyfriend likes for dinners and other basic facts. That is downright impossible for men.
Yeah.
I take basically 1 second to go out, and I just go out in my undies.
That's the big division with my wife is that I am early to everything and she is late to everything.
You're not early to everything.
I'm early to
not
everything.
early, yeah.
You're early to everything.
Important.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that doesn't involve me and Patrick. Man.
Well, that's because your time is not valued by me.
And your shirt says Mad Balls. You left the house wearing that shit.
Get this, guys. This is my wife's shirt, and she wouldn't let me wear it for months because she was like, I like that shirt so much.
Your
says
wife
ma- it
likes
says
Mad
balls
Balls.
It says ball. That's what I was thinking. I was
Bro,
like, why
your
are
wife
you so,
likes Mad Balls.
Why are you so protective of this balls shirt?
You're in your PJs right now, to be honest.
You
I
are
love
in your
wearing my
PJs.
girlfriend's
What, a
clothes.
t-shirt?
You
What are you
fit in
in?
your girlfriend's clothes?
You're in PJs.
How am
type
I in
of shirt.
PJs?
It's a PJs
That's
shirt.
crazy.
A t-shirt?
Yeah.
Is
It's
not
PJs
so
to
bad.
you?
We're having two separate things here.
Yeah.
Moving
He
on.
fits in his girlfriend's clothes, is what he said.
Well, her shirts. I don't wear her
I can
undies.
fit in my girlfriend's clothes if I'd reconstitute them and rip them apart and restitch them
I
with
could fit
new
in them
material.
if I read.
if I put on one of my girlfriend's shirts, it would rip almost instantly.
Strength.
Whoa,
My girlfriend
bro.
is so much
Superman
smaller
Stop,
than me.
man. You're kind of freaking me out.
There is something so sexual about a man bursting
hell
out
are
of
you
his
talking about?
clothes.
Oh
Don't you
my
guys
God.
think?
I do want to ask
Yeah.
her if there's anything she's getting rid of so that I can put it on just to do this and just feel strong for once in my life, like Hulk.
How bad would you feel if you tried to do that and you just hurt your arms? If you did it in front of her, you're like, "Oh, you're throwing
Check
this
this
away.
out.
Watch this."
No, just doing that, but then
Yeah.
I'm not gonna admit that I hurt
Yeah.
my arms.
1 second. 1 second.
Just
Is
like
it
just,
unattractive to women when you throw your back out?
yes.
They get
Really?
the
They get the
man.
ick,
If
bro.
you hurt yourself,
That sucks. 'Cause I
if
do
you
that all
ever
the
stub
time.
your toe, this is what you should do. You say, "I didn't stub my toe.
Yeah.
I didn't stub my toe." Number 2.
Wait, can I just ask your fans
Sure.
real quick? Lady fans, what is more attractive? When a man peels off his shirt like this and then kind of drops it, and then, he's
Well, you
shirtless?
just did that gaily.
Yeah.
Right. Okay,
Right,
well,
so if someone
he
did
did
that, but less
straightly-
gay than how Pierce did
If
it.
someone did that straightly,
When he peels off his shirt, like
or
an
if you
orange.
just pop out of if you just pop out of it.
You pop out of it? Do you mean
Like-
rip out of it, or you mean pop out of it as a different thing?
Like if you kind of
go like
flex.
this, you go like this, and then you're next to all your clothes falling in a pile
you
next to
teleport
you.
out?
You get raptured
No,
out
like-
of your clothes.
Your
there's-
Nightcrawler bamf out of your clothes?
Like,
Like you have clothes that are on you with suction cups.
No, like there's a tear and you flex your bicep, and then your bicep pops
I don't think
out
a
of that.
single
But that
person has ever done
that
that.
necessitates having a very tiny shirt on
Yeah.
for anybody.
Right, well, that's what I mean. What is it
Do
more
it-
sexy when
okay.
you peel
Okay,
off
so everybody,
a tiny,
leave a
tiny
comment.
shirt?
If you're a woman, leave a comment down below. Address it to Pierce. Say, "Dear Pierce,"
Yeah.
and then write what you think is sexy about a boy taking off his shirt or whatever, however
Is it
way.
sexy? Because I think it's sexy when a boy pops out.
The question is, so your question is, women, do you think it's sexier when a man takes off his shirt or explodes his clothes? Do you think it's
Or if he
sexier
pops
if a
out.
man explodes
Okay,
his
we
clothes
can boil
or
this down
takes
even.
his shirt off normal?
Women, do you like it when a man pops out?
pops out or
Do you
takes
like it when a
it
man
out?
pops out at you?
Or slides?
Slides or pops?
Do you like it when a man slides on you?
Sliding or popping?
Sliding or pop. Dear Pierce, I like sliding. Dear Pierce, I like popping.
This is a new column. This is a
your
new
name
column
or
for the show.
whatever you
Amanda.
want.
Dear Pierce.
Because all men
Dear
have this
Pierce.
relationship.
Dear Pierce.
My boyfriend has been taking his shirt
He's
off.
been
I
sliding.
wish he would pop it.
I
But I
wish
like
he would
pop.
pop. How do I get him to pop?
All men have this sliding and popping dynamic that they do in their daily lives, right?
Right.
You're
I don't-
sliding until you meet the
I'm a
right
slider.
person, and then you pop all over them.
I can pop a shoe off.
Oh, I pop my shoe off for sure.
Yeah,
Sure, yeah.
Some
I can
people
pop my
slide.
sock,
They
too.
slide each lace together in a delicate knot. I just pop them on
Right.
Dang.
my
Slip-ons.
shoelaces. Yeah.
Okay, number 2. For men, making babies is easy for them. For men, the whole process of becoming a father involves 3 minutes of their time. 3 minutes.
That
On the other
is
end,
an
That's a diss.
overstatement.
That's a
it is
diss.
the ladies who have to face 9 months of trouble for the baby to come into this world. So making babies is easier for men versus, let's compare these two. For women, women live longer. Women are stronger than men when it comes to nerves, which is probably why they live on average a whole year longer than men. Women are also better decision makers regarding their diet, duties,
Here's
and
the
health
problem I
checkups.
have with this. Women don't understand that the difference between how men experience time and how women experience time is like us and like mosquitoes. 3 minutes to us having sex, trying to think of our grandma so we don't come, is so much longer than 9 months to a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's what I'd like to introduce here too, if we were comparing these two. So sure, women live a year longer, but about 90 months of their life are going to be taken up by being pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're actually
at the
losing.
minimum.
Yeah, exactly. You're
And if
losing
pre-
like
and
8
by the
months,
way, if you're
8 years
pregnant,
off your life.
if you're pregnant, you might as well not even be alive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why do we count that?
Yeah.
Pregnancy
It should
women
offset
should be
your
in a
birthday.
stasis
Like,
chamber.
I
and then
agree.
when
You
it's
shouldn't have a
done-
birthday. You should have
No,
to wait.
it should
Well,
be
you're
a
sharing a
pause.
life with someone else, literally, so it should just be halved.
Well,
Yeah.
and you just can't do anything.
Oh my God.
Except eat pickles.
Yeah, eat pickles and tuna fish.
Pregnant women literally will skip roller coaster rides to eat pickles.
What the
Yeah.
hell's wrong with them?
I know.
You know what my mom used to do when she was
you
pregnant
from
with
her
me?
boobs?
When my mom was pregnant with me,
Allegedly.
she would eat she would get mayo. She would get mayo and pickles on Italian meatball subs, like
Why do they like pickles so much?
the pregnancy craving that she
Electrolytes.
had was marinara sauce, meatball, mayo, pickles, and she still orders it to this day, and it's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen
That's
a person
making me-
If
eat.
I was
That
pregnant,
shit hits different when it's not coming through the amniotic sac.
if
huh?
I was pregnant, I know that my simple ass would be craving PB&J
Yeah.
Yep.
every single
Do
day.
you guys ever read the stuff that Elvis ate and maybe he was
Yeah.
pregnant?
Elvis was
He
pregnant.
ate
That's why he
strange
ate a
foods.
fool's gold sandwich.
He would eat bacon and peanut butter all the
Yeah,
time.
which that's
My
really
mom-
good if you've
yeah,
never
my
had
mom
it.
made me have that. and
That's
I liked
really
it.
good. It's really, really
Okay,
good.
Elvis.
My mom made me have that, and I liked
You've
it.
But he
always
would put
reminded me of
chocolate on it
Elvis.
too. But no, no. The thing that was fucked up that he did was he like it was like a hollowed out.
He ate some messed up
It was
strange things.
a whole loaf of bread covered in bacon and peanut butter
He stole a 14-year-old girl from her parents.
Really?
and all of black culture.
Priscilla.
Priscilla.
Is apparently what
that
I
hasn't
read.
been proven yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move to the final entry on this list. Number 1 for men. Men are not social chameleons.
True.
A woman can change herself according to any gathering within a few seconds, like a cult. Men are somewhat consistent and persistent in their opinions and feelings regarding anything. And for women, number 1, psychic powers. Not only can women tell why their baby is crying, they can also be absolutely sure if their husband is cheating or their friend is having a problem. She will already have figured you out, so there is no point to lying about it. A woman has strong intuition.
And husband is cheating is in blue, so there's a.
there's a link. There's a bunch of links here.
Is there like a thing for top 10 ways to find out if a husband is cheating?
Probably. I don't know.
Oh my
Probably a
god!
bunch of stuff on this website.
We'll
I'm
go
gonna
back
look
to-
at that and apply it to my own life.
We'll go back to saying funny stuff immediately, but I just want listeners to know. Look, this website is it's not trans positive. This website, this list, it's very cis promotive. You know, I mean,
Plus, it's also like I'm totally a social chameleon.
Yeah.
right? I
Does that
am
make
a
me a
social
woman?
chameleon. No,
Yeah.
it makes
Well,
me a
I hang out with
psychopath. Sure.
girls.
Yes. No.
I go, hey.
I let girls put makeup on me.
And I just want the women of the world to know that your motherness does not impact your expression of femininity at all. I mean,
It just
all
makes
these,
you disgusting and
it just
kind
makes
of
you a baby
unwanted.
machine. Sure, it does.
Just makes
but-
you
honestly,
annoying.
I
Your
think-
maternal instincts just make you annoying because you want me to clean my room. You want me to do my homework.
It's annoying
What's
as fuck.
more
All these-
important to me than mothering a child is like
Brothering a child.
being mother in the sense of you ate.
right.
Did
But what's
mother
more
eat
important
or
is that I
serve?
serve cunt.
Exactly.
I'm trying to serve as much cunt as in my
the
lifetime.
cunt doesn't matter. It's metaphorically.
Cunt doesn't matter to you.
No,
it's about
it doesn't
metaphors.
matter to me at all. It's about did mother eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys ever try to feed your grandma?
No,
You
my
like go to
grandma died a couple weeks ago.
One of the most horrible experiences. Well, never mind.
well, she was.
You
my
go
mom's
to you go to whatever like horrible
Maybe on a paid episode.
you go to whatever situation your grandma's in and you feed her and then she eats like 4 or 5 bites. It really is like grandma you thought you ate, right? Like
yeah.
like grandma will take 3 or 4 bites and say,
Grandma, you thought you ate.
Not
You left so
mine.
much on your plate.
She
you
thought she
left so
ate,
many crumbs.
She
Grandma.
thought she ate. Meanwhile, she doesn't know what the hell going
Grandma,
on.
the waiter served you meal.
yeah.
Yeah. he
Grandma, the
served.
waiter served.
And
you
you-
need to eat, Grandma.
Grandma, the
you
waiter
thought
served
ate,
you
but
meal.
you didn't eat.
Yeah,
The,
but
the waiter
craziest
served
part,
you meal, and you said it tasted like cunt.
oh my god, the craziest part about grandma eating is that she actually thought that she ate. She
thought
actually
she ate.
That's how far gone she
She
is.
literally thought she ate. She had 2 or 3 bites of a piece of fish.
She
And
even
she said it tastes like.
And she said,
This
and
fish
she said,
tastes like
she said, I ate. I'm mother. And you say, no, you're grandma. Maybe
You
you're mother
did
to somebody
not
else,
eat.
but you thought you ate. You left crumbs, Grandma.
You're
Yeah.
sundowning.
Grandma, the fish is breaded. There's plenty of crumbs.
yeah.
And
I
yes-
wish you were crumb downing. I wish you were downing those crumbs.
Grandma said this fish tastes like cunt.
That's disgusting.
All right, there's one more slide here, which is what got recommended to me after I viewed these lists. This is the final slide here. You may also like 10 countries with most slaves per capita. This was the recommendation on both of these lists as the next list to read.
You know what I bet the number one is?
What?
America.
I was
Every
gonna
single
say- I
person
was
in
gonna
America
say-
is a slave.
The Kingdom of Evil
Yep.
is
Oh.
going to be my guess for number 1.
Well, that's a pretty good guess too.
Yeah.
But I'll stay with America for now.
Slave World.
Probably Slavetopia. Okay.
Okay,
If
well-
you like this guy,
If
Pierce
you like-
Campion, if you like these 3 guys podcast about lists, and if you also like
Slavetopia,
No, if you like Slavetopia, kill yourself.
if you like Slavetopia, get the fuck out.
if you also like Home Planet, Alex Forrest, and Joe Gleason, well, buddy, I have good news for you. We are doing a sketch show at Littlefield.
on October 20th. And there will be amazing new sketches, and it will be basically Halloween themed.
Podcast About List is only a distraction. Shut up! Podcast About List is only a distraction from sketch comedy, which is all of our
Supreme.
passions.
Yes.
All of our sketch
We've done
comedy
it our whole
unlocked.
I thought he still had the voice
Podcast
on.
About List. if
I've
you
done
can
it
believe
since I was a kid, man.
Yeah.
We've done, and listen, even if you like sketch comedy and you're coming to the show, because first of all, I can't imagine any other possible, which if you want to go to the show, it's swagpoop.com/shows if you want to get tickets for October 20th. But you should also check out Pierce's whatever video he did.
Yeah. There's some fucking Reddit
The
post
outer-
of Pierce. Oh, I thought we were talking about a different one.
You should check out Matrix PowerPoint and
Check
Outer
out
Space
Matrix
Station.
PowerPoint, Dinosaur in the Corner, Outer Space Station,
Infinite Jost.
Infinite Jost, co-written by Jordan Wold.
But
This
even more important than that is the sketch show.
come to the sketch,
Sketch
show.
show is
on
World's
coming out.
biggest
It's brand new.
army.
If you came to the last one, which I know you did,
And
If
you had an
did.
amazing time, by the way.
it's
I saw
only
your
new
face.
sketches. We're not repeating anything besides 1 or 2 or 5 things. I'm
We
lying.
have
It's all new.
video.
It's completely new. New videos, new sketches, and it's all Halloween themed except for the stuff that isn't.
We have video proof of you enjoying the show. We have a full video of the show, the whole show.
If you were at the last show and you're not at the new one,
We have a video of you at the last show.
We're gonna be
Something's-
comparing faces.
And I know a couple of people in the crowd. I know a couple of you because I know some of you are my friends. If you don't show up to the next one, I know where you live.
hold on, Pierce is holding his finger
The
up.
reason none of us can legally drive right now is because we are celebrating a long day's work of sketch writing.
Oh,
Each
yeah.
of us came in here into this office. and Caleb will tell you, we were here at 9 a.m. and
Yep.
we were working up until just now to write maybe
We were
10,
writing
11
so many
sketches.
sketches.
And honestly, the 10, 11 sketches that we wrote today, not one of them is going to make it to
No.
No,
These
no,
were
no,
trash.
no,
This
no,
was
no.
getting filler out. Not one.
Because we do this shit. It's every day, bro.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's every fucking
Yeah.
day, bro. It doesn't matter. If we write 10 sketches in a day, we're going to write 10 better ones tomorrow. And they're all going to be in the show unless there's another day before the show, in which case those ones
Or
are the
unless
ones
there's
going
Write
to be in
every
the show.
sketch
Tragedy.
the day before the show, and we come out only hitting home runs.
Right.
Mulaney.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Oh, we do have a video of the show, but I have to pay the origination fee.
Not coming out.
It's
Not coming
gonna
out. Bad
come out.
audio doesn't matter. Bye,
All right.
everybody.
But that's the thing about
Yeah.
those like labels, like the excessive stuff. If they were to do the cigarette type things, the only warning that they could give on like Doritos and stuff is like you will become fat.
No, you know what they do is they just have to show a guy who's going like, oh, and
Yeah.
holding you will have a
Stomach
stomach ache. Stomach ache warning.
It would also need to be controlled. You would need to have like an FDA guy who just eats Doritos and it's like,
How many Doritos can I
they
eat?
snap a picture, put it on the bag.
I guess the other, so it's either stomach ache guy on
Yeah.
the picture on the label, or you could have guy who it's too spicy.
He's
He's crying. He's tearing up.
Yeah.
His nose is dripping.
These labels would look amazing too.
Or little piece of Dorito stuck in the roof of your mouth.
Yeah, stuck in the
Little
tooth.
Shard.
I
of
guess
stuck in the
I guess
tooth.
the only two
Or
warnings
roof.
you could have, the only three is like that, and then like dental warning.
Yeah.
On like a bag of smart food.
Yeah, dental.
It's a picture
It
of
will
a-
get stuck in
It
your
will get stuck in your tooth, and it will
But
be
then you
annoying.
have to put that on lettuce too.
Yeah, you got to put that on lettuce and kale and all that
They should
stuff.
put warnings of everything that can happen with food on every food.
They need warnings
should-
on every food. There
like a
should be a warning
full ink picture.
on popsicles that say, once
Brain
you're done with
freeze.
this, brain freeze, but once you're done with this, buddy, you're going to laugh.
Yeah, laughing.
You're
warning.
going to laugh. Yeah, just a guy like
Pointing at the
Yeah,
stick.
just screen, you're
holding
like,
his head, holding
Wait,
his
yeah,
head
you're like-
and his leg.
is this guy having a heart attack? Like,
Yeah, we
is this-
can't tell, but then at the bottom it says, you're going to get a brain freeze and you're going to laugh
It
so
needs to cover
hard.
every possible side effect.
Yeah.
Brain
Yeah.
freeze, maybe
Melt,
also
yeah, stained hand,
Stained-
sticky hand.
stained hand, laughing at the thing, brain freeze, and then also you bit into it so your teeth are cold.
Splinter from
Splinter in
the
the
stick.
From the stick. It's like a man going
Well, you know
through endless amounts of
we're
peril.
actually returning. Jubio, Google right now, wound man.
The only wounds you can get are just something stabbing you.
Yeah,
Right?
I think it
look at
might
right
be.
there.
I think it might
Stepping
be
on
a
a stick.
His
medical.
feet are fucked up.
Dude, we need to create the modern wound man.
We just did. It's
We
the
did, but he's
man.
food. He's the food man, but
The
we need to
food
create
man.
the
Food,
modern wound man.
The food.
Food man.
The food man.